Hello, I'm Lydia Talbot. Welcome to Sanctuary. Journey with us onto a sacred stage, a church, a theater, and an inspiring story about Silk Road Rising Theater Company housed inside the First United Methodist Church, Chicago Temple. A shared commitment to storytelling and justice. Today on Sanctuary.
What makes a stage sacred? I think it depends on how we define sacred and what is sacred to us.
My name is Phil Blackwell. I'm the senior minister at the First United Methodist Church here at the Chicago Temple. Early, I think in 2003, I began to get all these phone calls from someone named Malik, who was a complete unknown to me.
We were reaching out to area churches and synagogues to sell tickets to a play that I wrote called Precious Stones that we were producing at the Chicago Cultural Center.
Ultimately, I answered one of the phone calls. I became thrilled with the notion of how out of what was really the attack on 9/11 of a couple years earlier, the two of you, a Pakistani Muslim and a Syrian Orthodox Christian, could imagine that there could be something good coming out of that, which would be this commitment to storytelling about how it is we learn about each other by telling the stories that have shaped us.
We had a first meeting, which was really lovely, and we started to learn about the congregation, about Phil as the senior pastor, and what the Chicago Temple community is all about. I'd say we felt an immediate kinship.
And so as you were talking to me about what you wanted to do, I began to think of how it is that this church, because of our location and because of the availability of space and time, which is what we have to offer a lot of people in the city, what I remember is that after about an hour and a half, I offered you the basement for rehearsals.
We had what I would consider a typical church basement. We were at a point where we definitely needed to do some renovations for structural reasons, but also for aesthetic reasons. And you'd just say that God works in mysterious ways sometimes. We needed to renovate the church basement. Silk Road Rising needed a space. We worked out a wonderful arrangement.
The other thing that's maybe a little bit unusual here is that you're dealing with a church. You're dealing with a church that owns a property and has a set of principles and rules that govern the church. At the same time, it's in tension with a very central aspect of any theater company, which is maintaining artistic freedom. The agreement's very clear that at no time, in no way, is the church dictating or controlling what the theater group is putting on. That's for the theater group to decide. Nobody knew when we put up the Chicago Temple building in the 1920s that we would be in the middle of the theater district and would be a part of it.
Yeah.
But what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing.